Thank you for tuning in to our Swansea Bay Full Stop podcast series, part of a big conversation and talking all things falls prevention. Falling or fear of falling affects millions of lives every day, but it does not need to be an inevitable part of ageing, and falls prevention is everybody's responsibility. So let's start the conversation and see what each of us can do to reduce these risks. So hello everyone, welcome to this episode of the Falls podcast. Really happy to introduce a group of people today. Give a quick round of introductions, but you'll hopefully hear from everyone in good time. But firstly, we've got Amy Lloyd, who is the Health Programmes Manager for Age Cymru. Also joining us is Angharad Phillips. She's a Health Initiatives Officer for Age Cymru. Rebecca Phillips, who is a Volunteer Officer for Age Cymru, and also with us today is Anne West, one of Age Cymru's Tai Chi instructors. So really looking forward to hearing more about that as well. And then last but by no means least, we've got Rosie Waters with us, who is one of the participants of the Walk and Talk programme. And she's worked closely with Bex over a few weeks, and now also attends one of the Tai Chi classes that Age Cymru provides. So welcome to everyone. So I guess to start with, just to set the scene, Amy, are you able to sort of give us a bit of an oversight of Age Cymru and some of the work Age Cymru are doing at the moment?
So, as you mentioned, that myself, Becky and Angharad all work for Age Cymru. So we're the national charity for older people in Wales, and our line is, we are here when we are needed the most. We're here for older people, their families, friends, carers and professionals as well. So myself, Bex and Angharad work for the health programmes team, and really our role is to promote health and well-being. So we got the physical activity side of things, so we're looking to increase activity in older people, reverse physical decline and help people live independently as long as they can, really. So we run 5 physical activity projects. So we've got the Nordic walking, the walking groups, we do Tai Chi, Anna's come along as our volunteer today. We've got Lift, which is chair-based classes, low impact functional training classes, and we've got the Walk and Talk project as well. And then we've got Angharad's side, which is the health initiatives. So it's really about spreading the health messages as far and wide as possible. And it's just growing and growing. We've got so many different projects. We've got the information and advice line that provides confidential and expert information.
We have the Hope Project.
The Hope Project and the Carers Project. So there's loads going on at the moment.
Lots and lots. Yeah, brilliant. Lots and lots going on there. So Bex, I know you've been doing the Walk and Talk programme. Are you able to give us a bit more information about that? What does that entail exactly?
Yeah, it's a one-to-one, the Walk and Talk is a one-to-one process. So a volunteer would be buddied up with the participant, and obviously the participant would come through to us, or family member, or even a health professional may advise them to get in touch. And throughout lockdown, obviously through the COVID pandemic, lots of people become isolated and lonely, and lots of people lost their confidence in going out. So this programme then is for that purpose, to get these older people back into the community, build their confidence, strengths and the balance. So, giving them that sense of not being lonely anymore. So with this programme, we do it over the 12 weeks. We meet up, we have a chat, we find out what their goals are. And that could be just to go back to normal activities they used to go to, or to meet friends they have lost confidence in meeting. So over that 12 week then we'll build it up as we go along. And then usually then we have obviously with the other projects we have, they can lead on to go into another class or an activity. And at the moment I'm working with Rosie. This being a new project, it was great for myself to get on board, and then we can see how it works and develops. By doing it over the 12 weeks, you get to know that person and their abilities and obviously their interests, so you can lead them on to other projects.
Rosie, you've experienced this Walk and Talk programme yourself?
Yes, I have. When I phoned up Rebecca and spoke to her, explained to her that last April I had suffered what I like to call a bit of a heart attack, because it sounds better than saying you had a heart attack. And she told me about the Walk and Talk scheme, that they were running. And I explained to her that though previously to last April, I was quite an independent person. I live alone, but I have a lovely family and everything, and I just didn't want to become a burden to them. But I've not only with COVID, which isolated myself and other people, I found that I love reading, I love music. I've always been contented in my own company. And I found that I was becoming too comfortable. And after my heart attack, I'd completely lost my confidence. And after thinking I needed to walk more and exercise more, I sort of tried to walk down the court, which is flat. And halfway down, I panicked and had to turn around and come back. And I stayed in the house then for a couple of days because I was concerned about overstretching myself and possibly triggering or another heart attack. I still have that little fear at the back of my mind. But the walking buddy scheme, as I like to call Becky, my walking buddy, even though she does like to sit down, and I got a Gia on. It's been great, and I do feel my confidence is coming back. I still, if I go anywhere new, it's completely froze me. And I found the walking either around the park with Becky or Court Rawlins Lake has built my confidence. Becky's a good listener. She's fantastic. If the scheme was available to more people, they would see the value that I found. And I can't thank Age Cymru for the help they've given me over the last year. We talked about many things. We just don't talk about walking. The stiffness, she's given me courage to question my medication. Becky has given me the courage to be able to question a bit more and ask the right questions at the doctor's surgery. And it has helped. I'm grateful on that score as well, because you always, when you get to a certain age, you always think that doctors and lawyers are slightly above you, like a little god step up. But they're not. They're people. They're exactly the same as you. They might have more knowledge than you, and they're there to be questioned. And Becky has given me that confidence to ask. I think the scheme is wonderful, and I do think that if resources were available and it could be extended to more people, I could think even people among my own family, my friends group would benefit from it. I'm not quite certain whether I'm up to the tax walk type of thing, but
now you've started Tai Chi as well.
Yes, I've started Tai Chi on a Monday. Thank you, Becky, for reminding me. I was having a senior moment then. I started Tai Chi, and it's gentle exercise, because I've never been a person that raced along or been sport. I used to love walking, but more leisurely walking. The walking and the Tai Chi, because some days I think, oh, do I really want to go? Yes. And there's a commitment, because it's going to keep me independent, keep me living at home and out of my comfort zone as well. This is why I still do volunteering, because I've experienced bereavement, and I see young people, older people, they've all got different things and different problems, and it just balances your life out. And the walk certainly has helped me. That's all I can say, really.
That's absolutely fantastic, and I think just touching on that volunteer role that you yourself have. Anne's a volunteer and gives her own time, and I think there's always a bit of a two-way benefit from volunteering. There's a lot to gain from that, and I wonder, Anne, if you can give us a bit of your experience and explain a little bit as well about what these Tai Chi classes are.
I wanted to get some sort of inspiration as to how I would sort of go through this chat. And so I typed into Google search, falls awareness, and lots of information came up. It was all good advice, such as get your eyes tested, mop up spills immediately, keep your feet healthy and wear supportive footwear, and limit your alcohol intake. There was loads of useful suggestions, but on almost every site I looked at, the first suggestion was stay active. Falling over is not really an inevitable part of growing older, but as we age, our muscle strength and balance reduce, and keeping active helps us to remain sort of quite strong and healthy. So obviously we need to exercise, and for me, Tai Chi is a gentle, enjoyable way of exercising. The Tai Chi exercise is called Kui Gong Shibashi, and it was designed specifically to help improve physical health as well as mental well-being. So it helps improve our mobility and balance by helping to loosen and strengthen stiff joints and muscles, which we all tend to feel as we get older. That then helps to improve the posture and coordination. And in the moves, it's like a gentle rocking and stretching, and that helps improve our circulation and core strength. And all of these combined help to reduce our falls, our risks of stumbling or falling. And you can then add on to that the sort of nice flowy movements and the rhythmic breathing we do tends to aid our relaxation and perhaps help give us a feeling of well-being. So Kui Gong just means energy exercise, and Shibashi means 80 moves. The moves are easy to follow and can be done standing or sitting, or you can just use a chair, keep it by your side to aid your balance. And it is suitable for all ages, for everyone, suitable for everyone. And I mean, I've got a lady in my class who is aged 90. So, there's no age limit to it. The classes are held in a safe and friendly environment where you can talk with other people and perhaps share your worries and concerns. All us instructors are always available to give support and advice about where to get help. And it's quite an important part of our role in a way, because sometimes the help is people concerned about things in the house, or maybe a medical concern, or it may just be a family concern. And sometimes talking to the others who have experienced some of the things helps them. But also it gives, for the instructor, it gives them a chance to point people in the direction of Age Cymru that give plenty of support and help to people, or places like Care and Repair that actually will come along and give you a safe homes sort of inspection, just to make sure you're able to keep warm and you're safe in the house. The class lasts about an hour. It starts with a few warm-up moves, followed by repetitions of each of the 80 moves, and then we bring it to an end with a short cool down. After that, there's time for a cuppa and a chat to get to know the other people. In my class, getting to know others has resulted in friendships being formed. And now some people will go for coffee, and some have formed a walking group. And when they're all there, they're obviously enjoying it because the noise level rises considerably. And it's evident from the laughing and chatter that everyone has enjoyed the morning. So it's more than itself, Tai Chi, there's an element of fun and enjoyment to it as well. And, I ask myself, what is it that I get out of volunteering? And I probably get more out of it than anyone else in the class. I mean, to start with, it ensures that I exercise regularly. It's lovely to see new people start, and after a week or two, they begin to relax and enjoy practicing the moves. And then they begin to develop the lovely flow of the moves, because it is a gentle form of exercise, but there's a sort of a slight element of meditation to it, so that when you're enjoying the exercise, you're just in your own space and not worrying about anything at all. But some weeks, the class is in sync and we all move as one. And for me, that's just fun. I absolutely love it. And you can see that the more people come, the more confidence they get. And for some, they become more outgoing as well, because they're with other people. At the end of our class, they do sit and chat, or some don't stay very long at all, but make sure they're okay, because they want to go off and do things together. And that's an important part of it as well. And it gives me joy to see people doing that. And it is quite heartwarming for me when someone tells me that coming to class has helped them improve their balance, or given them the confidence to be out in society and just generally be able to do a bit more in life, get around the house and do a bit of housework easier. Not that I recommend housework for anybody. Or if they thank me for help or advice, it's really heartwarming, I suppose is the word. At the risk of perhaps sounding a bit pompous, I'm able to give something back to society, and that's really satisfying.
And very much valued by all of the participants and everyone. I'm sure it's fantastic to give your time, but when it's such a rewarding role, I guess it becomes a little bit easier.
Age Cymru is a really wonderful organisation. It's really good with its volunteers. They're always there to answer questions and support. So, well done, Age Cymru. It's a really worthwhile organisation. So sometimes stepping out your comfort zone, trying something new and taking the opportunity to help other people at the same time is a worthwhile thing to do.
I'm just going to add as well, without our volunteers, our projects wouldn't be so successful, because obviously they run amazingly and be able to deliver it then to more communities. So volunteers are vital to get, to be able to run these projects for us. Because myself and Amy and Harrod wouldn't be able to do it on our own. So it's a big thank you.
A big plea to get involved and have a look at the website, and we'll include the details of that website as part of this episode. There was something Rosie said earlier that struck a chord, and I want to just explore it a little bit more if I can, and that was that feeling of not wanting to be a burden on your family, Rosie, and how this service has helped you with that, because it's difficult sometimes to start those conversations with family, if you're feeling a little bit less confident in going out.
Yes, I've always been an independent person. I've always wanted to stay independent. I know I got a lovely family, and I know they would be there for me. Over the last year, the advice side that I have received from Age Cymru has been absolutely amazing. Made me realise that to forget about my pride, I accepted their help. And some of my friends say, oh, I wouldn't ring them because they would want to know too much about my circumstances or things like that. It's all completely confidential. You shouldn't worry about sort of giving a little bit of information, because that information will help you. And, it is a wonderful organisation. The advice I've had, the exercises, the buddy walking scheme, the telephone buddy service and things like that. My friends now, when I meet them once a month or every 5 weeks, just to keep in touch now that we are able to meet back up, want to know if I'm being paid by the advertising department of Age Cymru, because I'm always on about how great they are. And you can sit at home, and I've done it in the last year, certainly since my heart attack and everything. Before my heart attack, I climb up ladders, cut the lower branches of my trees, covered my garden sheds and everything like that. Never thought about it. Never thought about the breathlessness that I was getting or anything. I used to say to my family, they used to say, oh, you never ask for help. Last Christmas, I said to my niece, I don't want you buying extra presents now that we got this Secret Santa going on. And I sort of said, I won't give you one. And she sort of said, well, I would like you to give me something. And I said to her, don't ask for a new car. I just can't afford it, type of thing. And she sort of said, we've all said as a family, you're too independent. You never ask for help. You always had this motto, while you can still do it, you do it. And there's another saying, use it or lose it. And she said, we would like you to get over your pride, and when you desperately need help, or even if you want us to get a loaf of bread from the garage and you don't feel like going out, ask. That would be our biggest present.
I think Rosie's a fantastic advocate for what we're trying to achieve for the charity and for Falls Awareness Week. And it's that initial discussion, really. It's kind of giving us a way in to speak to people that want to maintain their independence. But she came with, some perfect nuggets of information. They use it or lose it.
Yeah,
things like that, isn't it? It's allowing someone the opportunity to help you and help you maintain your independence, and recognizing your own capabilities, what you can continue to do well, but what maybe you could do with some additional support with or intervention. You're the expert of your own health, and it's knowing what feels right for you.
So that's the end of this episode. We hope it's provided some useful insights, and please follow the links provided for more information. But remember, falls are not inevitable. Together we can make a difference. Let's keep this conversation going.